Just a quick run through on some important sensors for keeping your CFI running. The most important is the temperature sensor, which you can see right there. They shouldn't go bad, but if they do, the engine really has a hard time of it. Those are available. You can still get those easily. Throttle position sensor under there. I don't think that's the choke, but behind that there's the TPS. And that really doesn't go bad either. People try and play with them, but it doesn't matter. It resets each time and sets a 0 voltage, and so most of the time those are okay. That little sensor, whoops, right there, has nothing to do with the CFI. That's just for your gauge, your temperature. Same thing down there, that bulb, right, that's for your oil pressure gauge. The oil pressure gauge on these cars is just terrible, so I run a mechanical as well as the original. Another important one right there behind that spring is the charge temperature sensor. And then finally this one here is the barometric pressure sensor. I lost the bolt when I put mine on, so one side of it's down, but that's okay. The ones that I think are the hardest to find are the charge temperature sensor, although I was able to. The temperature sensor is available, and this one I think was used for several years on different cars, so I think it's still around, but that's one that I actually worry about the most. It's a pretty oddball sensor. They didn't really use that for too long. And of course on the exhaust you've got your oxygen sensor, and there's all kinds of vacuum hoses that operate different things in the car that if those go, they'll create all kinds of weird issues as well. And then if you're ever worried about your sensors, you really got to get yourself a code reader, plug it in here, and it'll tell you if something's malfunctioning. Now it'll tell you if something's out of range, and frequently that's can be a grounding issue, and so just doubling up your grounds on your motor or double checking them can fix a lot of issues. A lot of issues I've fixed with this MSD distributor. It was a nice improvement, although with the MSD TFI unit you can't use that key on engine running tool code reader. You can do key on engine off, but not the other. So if I ever want to check codes, I have to replace that with the original Motorcraft unit, which is fine. The Motorcraft unit's a good one. I've never had overheating problems with this either. It stays nice and cool. So if you want to have a little walk through the sensors, there you go.